Welcome to the Formby Counselling and Psychotherapy YouTube channel. Today we're talking about addiction and how transactional analysis therapy can help clients with addiction. I'm David and I'm learning from Alison, who will now introduce herself.
Yes, thank you, David. I'm Alison and I'm a trained psychotherapist and I run Formby Counselling, which is near Liverpool in the UK. I've got my own therapy rooms which are available to rent by other counsellors. The areas that I cover are Southport, Ormskirk, Skelmersdale, Wigan, Warrington, St Helens and Prescott. And being so close to Formby Beach and the beautiful Pine Woods Nature Reserve, I also offer walk and talk ecotherapy.
Thank you. Could you tell us about your experience helping people with addiction?
Yes, of course. I have found that using transactional analysis, or TA, has been particularly effective in helping people overcome addiction.
Okay, could you explain what transactional analysis is and how it can help with addiction?
Yeah, so TA is a type of psychotherapy that focuses on our relationships and our interactions with other people. It's based on an idea that our personality is split up into three parts or ego states. And these ego states are called the parent, the adult, and the child. TA helps us understand the underlying beliefs and injunctions or messages that we learnt as children from our parents or significant people in our lives, and how these messages actually drive our behaviour as adults. In the case of addiction, we use TA to help identify what these underlying issues actually are and how they might be contributing to our addictions.
Oh, what kind of underlying issues are you talking about here?
Yes, well, Eric Berne, who was the founder of TA in the 1960s, Berne often said drugs are instead of people. And TA therapists view addictions as solutions or coping mechanisms to something called people problems or problems with our daily interactions or relationships with other people. So through TA, we can help clients identify exactly what their people problems are that lead them to have addictions. So some examples of common people problems are how to get positive strokes or recognition from other people. So the part of our personality, which is called the child, uses addictions to feel accepted and to feel a sense of belonging in a group of other addicts. This is a way of coping with injunctions or messages that we are given by our parents and other significant figures in our childhood. Some examples of these messages might be, don't be yourself and don't think. Another people problem would be how to avoid getting positive strokes. So the person's child uses addictions to soothe and calm themselves as a way of coping with a childhood message such as don't be close, don't trust, and don't be around or get lost. Another people problem would be how to avoid feelings. A person's child part of their personality might use addictions just to feel something as a way of coping with messages such as don't feel emotions. This particular message often causes an inability to feel any emotions or even bodily sensations. Another people problem might be how to get love and protection from mum. A person's child might use addictions to practically live out something called their life plan that they may have learnt from their parents as children. Some people's life scripts are self-destructive. And finally, another people problem might be how to remain dependent. A client's child part of their personality might use addictions to stay in a one down or less than position, which is often in response to the childhood message of don't grow up.
Wow, sounds powerful. Could you walk us through what a typical TA session for an addict might look like?
Yeah, so we would first establish a safe and comfortable environment for the client to actually talk about their addiction. We would then use a variety of techniques such as active listening, empathic listening, to help the person identify what their underlying issues are. So, for example, we might ask questions like, when did you first start using drugs or alcohol? And what was going on in your life at that time? We'll also bring in the TA concepts of ego states, transactions, and life scripts, as I've already mentioned, to help the client understand their patterns of behaviour and communication. So, for example, someone who is using drugs or alcohol as a way to cope with stressful relationships or life circumstances, that person will be operating primarily from their child ego state. And the child is impulsive, emotional, and seeks love and acceptance from other people. Through TA therapy, we can help people to develop their adult ego state, which is more rational and logical, and help them to learn new coping skills that are more effective in the present instead of outdated ones from childhood.
Oh, and how does TA help individuals develop healthier coping mechanisms?
So through TA, we can help clients identify negative patterns of behaviour and communication and work to change these. So, for example, someone who's using drugs or alcohol as a coping mechanism may learn new adult coping skills such as mindfulness, which is living in the present moment and becoming more self-aware of how the messages learnt unconsciously in childhood actually no longer serve the same purpose in their adult lives now. We also might work on developing positive communication skills so that clients can express emotions in a more healthy way. Also, in TA, we can help clients develop a more positive sense of self and identity because many people who struggle with addictions have a negative self image and feel powerless to change. So, through TA, we can help them develop a more positive and empowered sense of self, which is so important in addictions.
Okay, sounds like a very comprehensive approach. But have you seen much success with this approach?
Yes, I have. I've seen that many people overcome their addictions and go on to live healthy and fulfilling lives. But it's not a quick fix, and it requires a lot of commitment and dedication from both the client and the therapist. But the results can be life changing. So, one of the reasons that TA therapy is so effective for addiction is that it focuses on the whole person, not just the addiction itself. So, by addressing the underlying issues and helping the person develop healthier coping mechanisms and communication skills, we can help them create a much more satisfying life in general.
It's great to hear. Are there any particular challenges that you've encountered in using TA for addiction?
Yeah, so addiction is a very powerful force and it can be difficult for clients to overcome on their own. It's also difficult for clients to confront their underlying issues and also feel the emotions that might be driving their addictions. But once we establish a safe and confidential, empathic, healing, equal in TA, what's known as an I'm okay, you're okay therapy relationship, it's possible to overcome these challenges and make progress.
Okay, it's encouraging to hear. What advice would you give someone who is struggling with addiction and considering seeking advice?
So I would really encourage anyone to reach out for help as soon as possible because addiction is a complex issue and it is difficult to overcome on your own. But seeking the help of a trained TA therapist can provide you with the support and guidance you need to make progress. I also encourage clients to be patient with themselves and the process of therapy because recovery takes time and dedication, and you need to celebrate the small steps and the small victories along the way.
Thank you again for sharing your expertise on this. Nice and succinct again. I believe the next time we're going to be talking about loss, grief, and bereavement, something that will or has affected all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Okay, we'll say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.